Hello, I am so happy to be part of this Estonian event. I think it's the first time I actually speak for Estonia. Uh, I love to be here. I would have loved to be here physically, but due to the fact that we are still in a complete chaotic and stressful situation with COVID, I will attend digitally today. Okay, I will be sharing a presentation with you guys. I hope you see it. Yes, I think you do. Perfect. So today I will talk about why we should invest in our own health and immune system. And I think a lot of you already do that, but I will once again try to inspire and maybe give you some ideas to why our health and immune system are so important and what we can do to improve them both. Okay, but today our diet is actually based on food products rather than whole foods. In every supermarket around Europe and around the globe, you will see shelves and shelves with processed and ultra-processed foods. And these foods are typically high in sugar, high in omega-6 fatty acids, they are high in salt, they are typically what we call for energy dense, while nutrient poor, meaning that they provide a lot of energy but very little nutrients per 100 gram. Also, they are low in fiber and typically high in saturated fat that we should limit in our diet. In fact, numbers from Norway, and I think this applies for the rest of Europe as well, 60% of the foods that we are consuming are defined as ultra-processed. Not only processed, but ultra-processed. That is very high and very different from what we consumed in the past. What is really, really scary is that today 1/3 of the world is malnourished. And when we are speaking about malnutrition, we usually think about underweight, which are prevalent in parts of Africa and Asia especially. But malnutrition is not only about underweight, it also involves overweight and obesity, which are major contributing factors to lifestyle diseases and to early death. But the third malnutrition that we cannot see and usually not think about so much is the malnutrition related to micronutrients. What is even more scarier is that by 2025, 1/2 of the world will be malnourished. I think this is because our diet and our body are not in balance. When we are speaking about balance in Zinzino, we usually think about balance oil or balance test, trying to get our omega-6/3 ratio into balance. But we are also talking about, or I am also talking a lot about imbalances in our gut microbiota, in our colon, meaning that we have an unbalanced relationship between the good and the bad bacteria. We want to have as many good bacteria as possible because the good bacteria, they are pushing out the bad bacteria if we feed them with fiber. But today I will be talking about an unbalanced micronutrient intake. So today we live in a world that is very different if we turn the clock back 100 years. The way we farm and the food that we are consuming has changed dramatically. Also, a lot of people today are eating by a specific label, meaning that they are either following a vegan diet or they want to eat a GMO-free diet maybe, or low-carb diet. It could be gluten-free, although they are not having celiac disease. It could be sugar-free and so on. But when we are excluding certain food groups in our diet, we are at risk of not getting enough micronutrients. Also, as I said, in relation to the processed and ultra-processed foods that we are consuming so much of, they are typically very nutrient poor, meaning that they are not having as much micronutrients as we need. Also today, we are driving everywhere, usually taking the elevator, or maybe even an L-bike, which has been very popular in Norway the recent years now. So we are less physically active than we were in the past. Now, the typical man or woman need maybe between 2,000 to 2,500 calories, while 100, 200 years ago, maybe even longer, we needed twice as much. This puts a special pressure on the food that we are consuming, so we have to concentrate and focus on getting enough micronutrients more. We have to focus more today on getting enough than we did in the past because we ate so much more in volume. In fact, 1 billion people worldwide are vitamin D deficient. And I have some other examples as well. 75% of pregnant women in Norway have a suboptimal intake of iodine, which is very important for the fetus and the child in order to develop cognitive skills in the early year of his or her life. Also, anemia related to iron or B12 affects 43% of children below the age of 5. Iron, vitamin A, and iodine are the most common deficiencies in the world, and folate or B9 is crucial during pregnancy for the fetus to develop. And the last example, at a worldwide level, 17.3% are at risk of zinc deficiency. I work a lot with athletes, and I see that even the athletes struggles to cover their daily needs, especially in relation to vitamin C, vitamin D, iodine, folate, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, of course, iron and selenium. And all of these micronutrients are crucial for body functions. And please remember that the athletes I work with, they usually consume, or they need, around 3,000 to 4,000 calories. So they consume a lot more food. And although they are consuming a lot more food, they struggle with these micronutrients. EFSA have pointed out that there are 9 vitamins and minerals that contribute to a normal function of the immune system. All of these 9 vitamins and minerals we have in Extend, and in Extend Plus, of course. Also, we should remember that during different parts or periods in our lives, we are very vulnerable to a suboptimal intake of different kinds of micronutrients. During pregnancy, it's especially important to provide enough DHA, iodine, and folate, while in the first years of a child's life, it's very important to provide enough iodine, iron, vitamin D, while elderly should really consider vitamin D and make sure that they get enough through diet or maybe supplement. Supplement is the best source here, in, of course, combination with sun. One other thing I would like to mention, or 2 other things I would like to mention, is that iron, iodine, and zinc contributes to normal cognitive functions. So these minerals are very important for us to develop our cognition or cognitive skills in the best and optimal way, while vitamin C is very important in relation to physical exercise and physical activity, because it contributes to maintain our immune functions during and after strenuous exercise. Extend have a lot of different vitamins and minerals, and while there are very many different multivitamins out there on the markets, or multi-minerals, I would reckon or guess that you cannot find a more complex or advanced food supplement out there. I cannot, and I have been working in this industry for 3 years now. So Extend and Extend Plus is probably the market's most advanced immune booster. And what is really cool is that in 2020, we launched the all-natural version of Extend Plus. And this provides the same vitamins, minerals, plant extracts, phytonutrients as Extend, but in this edition we have made sure that all of the active and the non-active ingredients are natural. We have it in a plant-based capsule. I just want to mention some highlights with Extend Plus. Probably you have heard it before, but Extend Plus is a very unique immune booster, a unique immune complex, where we have vitamins from plants. For example, vitamin C from acerola. We have minerals from nature, as an example, magnesium from seawater. And we have only used natural excipients, and we are actually in the front runners, or we are the front runners within this field, within natural supplements, because no one else has really paid attention or focused to natural food supplements before. Maybe some are starting to do this now, but usually they are only thinking about the active ingredients inside of the products and forget or don't care about the non-active ingredients. And what is the point of developing a natural supplements if it's not 100% natural, right? Because we have managed to reduce the excipients, the helping agents, by 60%, we had room for making this as close to Extend, the former Extend, or it's still being sold, of course, but the non-natural Extend version by 60%. Because please also make sure you remember that active ingredients from nature, natural active ingredients, takes up a lot more space than synthetic. So because we managed to reduce these excipients, we managed to have pretty close to the same formulation as Extend, with the same level of vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. Okay, I will finish off my presentation today by talking about vitamin P. And Dr. Paul Clayton always talks about vitamin P, which of course is very important. So maybe polyphenols, which are vitamin P, should be defined as a vitamin, in fact, because they are essential micronutrients that we really need. Revo is being launched, and you can very soon hold it in your hands. So Revo is a revolutionary extra virgin olive oil with a 30 times higher content of polyphenols. Polyphenols, they are strong antioxidants. I will speak a little bit more about them later. Also, olive oil contains a lot of monounsaturated fats, which are not saturated, but monounsaturated, which are much more healthy for us, for our body, than saturated fat. And the most important fatty acids in olive oil and in Revo is of course oleic acid. Revo can be used in cooking or alone, and it's a fusion between Asian technique and cutting-edge experience, what we like in Zinzino. Revo, we use very special olives from Cyprus, and the oil is naturally being separated, meaning that we try to keep as much of the phytonutrients and the polyphenols as possible. And these olives, they come from organic trees, meaning that they provide more phytonutrients than non-organic trees. The content of antioxidants, polyphenols, are very much higher, and this is just an illustration of a standard extra virgin olive oil and our Revo. As you may know, olive oil is a major component in the Mediterranean diet. And the Mediterranean diet is characterized by a high consumption of olive oil as the main fat, fruits and nuts, vegetable, legumes, fish, and whole grain cereals. This diet is characterized and described and known as the foremost dietary regimen, meaning that it's probably the world's most healthy diet out there. And this diet has been shown to prevent non-communicable diseases, meaning diseases that don't contage from one to another, like virus and bacterial infections, so lifestyle diseases, it means, and also reduce the risk of all-cause mortality. And please remember that olive oil is a major component in this diet. Oops, what's one too many? I had one more slide of Revo. So Revo, we have a few claims that we can connect to Revo. olive oil polyphenols contribute to protection of blood lipids from oxidative stress. And I said that polyphenols was strong antioxidants. They are strong antioxidants that we need because in our body, from day to day, we experience oxidative stress. This is not harmful, but the more oxidative stress we get in our body, the more important it is to fill up with antioxidants. So, also the last claim that we can link to Revo is that it contributes to maintenance of normal cholesterol levels, because it contains oleic acid, which is a monounsaturated fatty acid, and replacing saturated fat in the diet with monounsaturated fats are very healthy. I love Revo. I have tried it for some while now. I use it in salads. I use it in hummus, which are so much better than ordinary or extra virgin olive oil, because believe me, it will spice up your hummus, because polyphenols put an extra flavor, extra distinct dot over the I to every meal that you cook with Revo. Of course, it can be taken alone as well. The last slide for today is the finishing up slide. Please remember, in Zinzino, we have a lot of other products that I didn't talk about today. We, of course, have Balance Oil, we have Viva, we have Protect Plus, we have Lean Shake, Symbiotic Plus, and so on. In Zinzino, we have been doing this for quite some time now. In 2014, we bought Bioactive Foods, which were the company who developed and started with testing fatty acids. We have now tested over half a million people and have so much data on fatty acids. We are a test-based company. We provide best-in-class nutrition that is scientifically proven, and I am so proud and happy to be part of this journey and this company. I hope you are too, and that you maybe learned something today, or that I could inspire you in the work that you do. Thank you very much. Goodbye.